SharkyBreath.
He plays video games.
Hello and welcome back to Disco Elysium. I need to make Van Ake's jam harder core, apparently. I'm guessing... Hang on a second, I should read this. You can feel it. This music could hit so much harder. It just needs a few tweaks. Walk back to the canal and see if you can find any tapes that could work as a melody, then bring them back to Egghead for remixing. Okay. Find a tape with a melody for Egghead. Now, technically, I do have those two tapes on me. The one of the guy talking about his exploits. His exploits we don't really want to discuss. And we got the Smallest Church recording, of course. But I suspect that neither of those is exactly what we're looking for, because neither of those is exactly bass heavy, I wouldn't say. Alright, now that I'm here, I should be able to warp. Oh, I should check and see if there's any possibility I'm talking to Kim about this. Hello, Kim. How are you?
Yes?
Yeah, you didn't think so. Okay, well then. Their suggestion, the kid's suggestion, was to talk to Sealang about it. But then my brain was like, nah, there's one in a tree somewhere. This road here, there should be one in a tree, apparently. But first off, let's talk to Sealang and see if he has anything to say on the matter, yeah? I never noticed the parallax with this tree as you're walking by it, by the way. Huh. It makes it look like the tree's a lot taller than you'd think it is. Sealang! Hello, Sealang. I'm here. Do you have anything for me? Probably not.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
The street vendor assures you. Hey, a quick question. Do you sell any tapes?
Tapes? You mean like music tapes? No, music is out.
What?
Don't listen to music. I sell extremely cool sunglasses. If you want to get your mojo going.
He points at the shoddy box on the left. Music as a whole is out? That's an unpopular opinion. All right, so you have no idea whatsoever where I could find tapes?
Tapes? Tapes are everywhere. They're worthless. Kids throw them in the trees. There's one in the bushes, right behind this lorry.
Ah. So that'll be the one that I was looking for. The notion sounds preposterous to him. All right, continue.
No one would ever throw a good pair of high-quality plastic sunglasses in the bushes, mister.
He nods at the empty lorry cabin behind his back, and his smile widens. Continue.
To the west, dark brown ribbons of tape hang from the tree, flowing in the wind.
To the west?
You should have a look. It's better than nothing.
It sure is. Okay, so you said to the west, but he says behind the lorry behind him. The bush is over here. Well, there's certainly a tree I can interact with here, so I assume this is the one. I'm guessing I might want some motorics for this. What's it going to be? Probably interfacing? Yeah, probably interfacing. Is it just the gloves? Let me have a look through my stuff. I should really sort this stuff again at some point here, huh? Yeah, as I suspected, there's nothing. But there's hand-eye coordination on the coat, the pinball maker's coat. So maybe that will come in handy? I don't know. We'll give it a try. I should also get these on. Just in case. I need all the experience I can get at this point, since I'm down to 1 skill point. It's a real problem. Okay. All right, tree. What you got?
The hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. Bronze-colored ribbons of magnetic tape are caught in its branches, fluttering in the breeze.
Wait, am I going to need that empty cassette that I had at the beginning of the game? Did I sell that? Did I sell it? I don't remember. Continue.
Just like promised, you've stood here for what seems like eons, guzzling the sickly fumes of lorries and carriages.
Apparently, yes. Shivers is all for this particular development. Okay, so we have a interfacing challenging 12, disentangle the tape, +1, the multi-tool is truly multi, +2, karaoke superstar. I actually get a +2 for having sung so well. Neat. Piss off nature, punch the tree. Good, Hawthorne, pat the tree. We'll do that in a minute if I get the tape out of it, okay? How about that? Disentangle that tape.
With slow and deliberate motions, pulling, bending, and unraveling, you manage to extricate the magnetic tape from the branches.
Beautiful. Continue.
It curls up into a mess inside your pocket. If only you could find a way to re-spool it, so that you could hear what's on the tape.
That does seem important. I gained a bundle of magnetic tape. Continue.
Maybe Roy from the pawn shop can help you with this.
You think so? Continue.
What's the tape for?
The lieutenant looks at the mess in your hands. Only after you've successfully cleaned up the branches does the curiosity get him. What's the tape for, he asks. It's for Egghead. I promised to make his Van Ache jam hit a bit harder. Maybe this tape can help. I'm too embarrassed to say. He's not going to be happy with me, but you know what? I've wasted more time on dumber things, so I'll just tell him. It's for Egghead.
How? It's broken and unspooled. Do you think your new buddy knows how to fix it?
He has to. He's the master of ceremonies, after all. I'd think at least one of the ravers would know how to fix a broken tape if they want to set up a nightclub. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Maybe Egghead can point me in the right direction. I'm not sure what the point of choosing one of these is. I mean, I guess I wouldn't have this master of ceremonies option if I hadn't been through the egg maze. But then again, I wouldn't be on this quest if I hadn't been through the egg maze, so I'm not sure it matters. I would think that at least one of them would know how to fix a broken tape with it. Yeah, that one.
You could also get it fixed at the pawn shop across the street. We shouldn't waste our time.
He looks at his wristwatch a little impatiently. Continue.
Good idea. He might have the tools. The tape projector in the pawn shop uses similar tape.
I mean, that makes sense. Also, Logic already came up with this for me, but thanks anyway. I couldn't tell Kim because it wasn't an option. Good, Hawthorne.
Patting the tree reveals a small sticker which has almost been worn to oblivion.
Really?
It reads, RCM Emergencies Desk, number 8102. Underneath a slogan, Mankind, be vigilant.
What is that sticker doing here? RCM Emergencies Desk. Is this the phone number for the police emergency line? Okay. Do we just go around sticking that on trees? Continue.
You tree-hugging pansy.
That's me. Continue.
The gnarled hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane endures the wintry gusts with ease.
I'm sure it's had worse. Leave. Okay, I guess let's go talk to Man. Hang on a second. Let me see if I do have that particular, I still have the empty cassette case. Ha 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 ha. Okay. A bundle of magnetic tape. The bronze-colored tape was found in the branches of hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane. It gleams whenever a ray of sun hits the surface. I'm sure it does. All right. Let's go talk to the pawn shop man. Apparently, he might have equipment to deal with something like this. I don't know if he'll charge me for it, but there's only one way to find out. Hello.
Hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Hey, do you know how to fix this? Show him the bundle of magnetic tape. I'm not sure why I'd think you would, but then again, I guess you sell tapes, probably. So, sure, we'll try it.
You mean re-spool it? Yeah, I do, but...
He looks at the bronze-colored bundle in your hand. Great, could you do it, please? This is important. I need to be able to play this tape for someone.
But I'm not some Mr. Fix-It. I'm a pawnbroker. If you want to pawn the tape, sure. Although it looks pretty... worthless.
He slowly finishes his thought. Wait, but you tinker with film tapes all the time. Isn't that the same? Worthless? It's not worthless, Roy. This could be the next big thing for the local dance music scene. Maybe you can help me some other way then. Is this not the same?
No, it's different. Those film tapes actually mean something to me. But this is just a worthless bundle of old tape.
Sure. Do you mean I'd have to pawn it to you, have you re-spool it, and then buy it from you again in order to get you to do this thing? Well, let's try and convince him it's not worthless anyway.
Huh? What do you mean?
He slowly taps his fingers on the counter. Do you know that old church down the coast?
Yes. What about it?
I met some young ravers near the place. They want to turn the church into a nightclub and play some weird neo-disco beats there. They call it Anodic dance music. I promised to help them with that. And apparently this tape was instrumental in that particular effort because my brain said so. I don't know.
Is it any good? The music, I mean.
No, that's the thing. You can't believe how unbelievably thin the beat is. There's nothing to it, no bass. It just goes bzoot, bzoot, bzoot. But this tape could make it hardcore. Not very. I need to funk it up. Which is basically the same thing, but less interesting. So let's do number one.
Man, you're really invested in this.
I seem to be. He looks at the bundle of tape in front of him. It shimmers under the shop's dazzling lights show. I guess there is kind of a light show going on, isn't there? Continue.
Okay, I'll help you out. It's going to take a moment, though. So just sit back and relax.
I wonder exactly how much of a moment we're talking about here. Continue.
You take some time to look around the store. The play
like
of
20 minutes.
visuals all around the pawn shop is mesmerizing. Suddenly, Roy turns back to you with a reel of tape in his hand and coughs.
Continue.
You know these visuals would look super cool in the church.
I suppose that's probably a good point. Hey, those visuals you've got here would look great in a church. Point to the lights in the pawn shop. Look at the clock. Wait, this took more than just a few moments. That was at least 15 minutes. Well, thanks for the help. Proceed, take the repaired tape. I don't really mind that it took 15 minutes. I don't have that much else that I'm doing. I mean, solving a crime, sure, but like, I have my main suspect. I just need to go find her before the mercenaries start killing people. It's fine. It's fine. Let's talk about visuals.
Yeah, I bet they would. All those lights in a massive church hall.
He stares at the intricate interplay of light and shadow all around him, suddenly moved by the idea. Continue.
A sanctuary filled with hand-picked positive photons. There would be no room for sadness in such a place. It's a brilliant vision.
Elroy seems to be on board with this particular idea. Continue.
There's a but, isn't there? There's always a but.
It seems that way. But, or you and me, we could make all this become true. Mankind needs this. Now what's the but?
I rather like it here, too. So yeah, I'm not giving you my projector.
Fair.
This tape is all I can do for you and your friend's nightclub project.
He nods at the fixed tape on the countertop. Well, that's fair. Continue.
Looks like he really means it.
That's okay. I'm surprising that was so challenging to know, but okay. Continue.
There's no way to turn this around, I'm afraid.
No, that's all right. It was an interesting thought project. Fine. Do I want to complain to him about the time? I don't feel like it's going to accomplish anything. But it's also one of these things where I don't think it's going to hurt anything to inquire after it. It was at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, it was. Respooling isn't that difficult. Although I had to mend the tape in a few places.
He nods. Oh, so it was actually broken. I guess that makes sense. It was, scattered throughout a tree, so not too surprising. I wonder if it's still even going to work. Continue.
Anyhow, it's yours now.
He slides the tape closer to you on the countertop. Well, thanks for the help.
Yeah, my pleasure. I'll do what I can for true passion projects. Just try not to use this tape for negative photon emissions. Take responsibility. Okay.
I mean, I'll do my best. All right, I have other business to take care of right now. Thank you, Roy. What's this? Oh, right. I finished your thought.
Regular law official.
That's me, apparently. What is that?
You've done it, Harry.
It's a bird.
Whatever else you are, you're also boring now.
Great.
It was not easy. You spent most of your life trying to funk up every nook and cranny of your personality. When someone says something political, the first three thoughts in your head are a ludicrous hodgepodge of communism, fascism, and stock tips.
You're not wrong.
When they ask you why you did something, it's superstardom, apocalypse, or the mea culpas of the flagellant cop monk. It's not easy reaching for the fourth option, the normal one. But you have. And now, you're not just crazy. You're also boring.
You may note that it's not boring instead of crazy. I'm just boring as well. Great. What are the bonuses from this? I'm guessing there won't be much. -1 shivers, strong grasp of reality. -1 inland empire, dull but solid, all learning caps raised to 3. I see. I see. Look at that. Physical instrument now has another point I could technically throw at it, but... Okay. So my physique checks are the only things that are benefiting from this. It's physical instrument, half-light, pain threshold. Those 3 are being raised to 3. Everything else already was there or is better than that. Plus, it's taking away one of my shivers and one of my inland empire. It seems to me that I should get rid of this. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily true. It could be there'll be more physical instrument checks in my future. I don't think it matters that much if I manage to lift the barbell or not. But, that said, if I want to get rid of normal cop, then I have to, spend my last skill point to do so. So maybe right now I should leave it be. But I think I should probably get that out of my head as soon as possible. Once I get a second skill point or something like that. A reel of magnetic tape, there it is. The bronze-colored tape found in the branches of a hawthorn tree has been reconstructed into a usable reel of magnetic tape. It's pretty fragile, and in an odd format that doesn't fit into any portable tape players. Nevertheless, Egghead will be stoked. Okay. So I can't listen to it myself. All I can do is trust in my instincts, shivers, I guess, and bring it by and see if it does the trick for him. Okay, I guess that's fine. Fine. Okay, did that. Great. So I guess now we go back to Egghead? Seems we go back to Egghead now. Welcome to the pawn shop, says Roy, despite the fact that I've been in here for half an hour. Okay, I can't fast travel from here, correct? I can. Beautiful. I wasn't expecting it to extend so far south. All right, not there. Let's go talk to Egghead. In the tent by the ice flows. You got to imagine that eventually this whole place is going to sink. Is that not true? We got plants growing up here, so maybe there's actually ground underneath this ice. In which case, I guess it's just like covered in snow and such, and not that much of a risk. Well, whatever. Either way, let's get in here. Hello, Egghead.
The large-headed youth.
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up! Pump it up!
Pump
it up!
I'm sorry, you weren't done pumping it up. I found this reel of tape. Maybe you can use it to hard up Ike's jam. Hard up. Give him the fixed hawthorn tree tape. So it's not even an option to try and give him the other tapes at this point. So, yeah, I mean, this is the only purpose of this tape existing. I guess that makes sense. Here you go, Egghead.
Yeah! Remix time! Tape goes here, into deck B.
Okay, his voice booms through the church. Was I supposed to do this after they'd moved locations? His voice booms through the church as he takes the tape and attaches it to the empty reel slot. He clicks a switch. The tape starts spinning.
A hand on his ear. He listens to the audio through his headphones and shouts.
Wow! Did you get this from Arno himself?
His face lights up with delight. Apparently, this is working for him. Continue.
A great excitement is bubbling to the surface within him. This is big.
What do you mean? No, actually, I found it tangled up in a hawthorn tree. It was very ominous. And I don't mean like ominous in the, oh no sense. I mean like it was an omen type of thing. That type of ominous, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and tell him it came from a tree.
Listen, I'm just going to show it to you. Ready?
Ready. Whoa! How does it match up with the original so well?
Wow! Here's that! The signs match perfectly!
They don't. I mean, they do. Sorry, they absolutely do. But it didn't actually help the bass at all, did it? It fleshed out the sound of it a good amount, but there wasn't actually any bass to be heard. In any case, he wipes his brow. Let us continue.
Now, if only we had the beat for the full assault, it would be unbelievably hyper.
The beat for the full assault. What is it you need now? Continue.
Intriguing. The way I see it, Van Eyck based his remix on some famous original piece, like a folk song, something local. Seems you found an initial part with the main melody.
It does seem that way, I guess. Strange that it worked out that way, and then Van Eyck used exactly the same tempo and key in order to do the, variant, but sure, works out great. Continue.
I think it's just happenstance. Chaos in action. Contingencies of our limited existence. That and Egghead's fantastic talent.
Sure, we can go with that. He nods to his friend behind the turntables. Continue.
Noid's right. Egghead's technical talent is the key.
Apparently I agree. Great.
No, this is definitely part of the same song. Something cut from it. It fits too well.
So my interfacing and my logic disagree on this particular front. Huh. Maybe Arno Van Eyck lives around here and just threw a part of his song away because he thought it was shit? Andre's got it. Sounds like a local song remix. I agree with Noid. It's just luck and Egghead's incredible mixing skills. So this is the option that if you don't have the interfacing or logic to get the other two options and agree with the two guys in here, you get, this is probably what you get. Because it's nonsense pretty much. I don't know. And I'm going to go with Noid just because we're complimenting Egghead. And I like Egghead. He's great.
Be how it may, if it fits, it fits. Bring up the volume.
He pumps his fist in the air. Continue.
What about the bass? Do you have any ideas for that?
Andre looks back at you. Do I? Continue.
Yeah, I remember. You said it needs more bass.
I think it still needs more bass. Do continue, though.
You can't just leave it without a bass track.
Honestly, nothing springs to my mind right now, but I'll see if I can come up with a solution down the lane. Proceed with task. I think it's good enough the way it is. Adding the melody has already been a massive improvement. It's pretty hardcore now. Now let's proceed with the task.
Yo, the warrior! The warrior of dance music!
Apparently I'm the warrior of dance music. Did I just get another thought from that? Continue.
Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't figure it out. I think the jam's already pretty ultra.
Ultra, huh? Well, glad you think so. Continue, provided that's a good thing.
But it could be hyper hardcore!
Presumably, yes. All right, goodbye, Egghead. Okay, so we have the new task. Help Egghead with the beat. This may take a while, but I've already been out here for 6 days, so who knows? Might not take as long as you think. All right, what do I got? A new thought. Arno van Eyck. Temporary research bonus +1 interfacing. Research time 50 minutes. The question won't leave you. Why did the melody line from a broken and discarded tape fit perfectly into a song played by some speed freaks in a frozen tent? Can it be a coincidence? Maybe it's the hand of the man-machine himself in his attempt to craft a perfect song. Maybe Egghead is actually Arno van Eyck in disguise. Eyck? Egg? It's only a 50-minute thought thing, and I get a +1 interfacing for doing it. If I have an interfacing check I need to do, then maybe I should consider switching this in at that time. I'm guessing I'm going to be like, no, Egghead is not Arno van Eyck, probably. That's probably what I'm going to come up with, given that I only have to think about it for less than an hour. But in any case, I don't have any skill points to throw at it right now, so... Oh, right. In that case, I need to talk to Andre, don't I? Andre.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I'm here to talk about the church again.
Yes? What's the deal?
Good news, I managed to convince Sona. She's okay with you guys moving in, but on one condition. She needs your speakers for her project. This is the point we needed to talk about.
We are grateful, Copman. You're an augury of a new era of Nordic dance music.
The Speed Freak smiles, happier than he's ever been before. You're gonna have to share space for a couple of weeks until she gets her research finished.
That's fine. We can manage.
He grins, excited. Continue.
And what about the side business? Have you made up your mind?
Oh no, this part. Oh, I have to make a moral judgment. My options. You mean the drug lab? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. It's illegal, you see. Refuse to set it up. Side business? I don't know what you're talking about. Turn a blind eye. Oh boy. Oh boy. The thing about it is, that if I allow them to set up a drug lab, even if there's no repercussions for me personally, the whole thing's way more likely to get shut down the line. Because, you know, it's a drug lab, and they're advertising their presence extremely obviously, you know? Plus, I don't think that Sona is necessarily going to tolerate that end of things either. Oh, man. Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, generally it seems like a stupid idea, but I also don't want to, like... Hang on. Sync the signs with Noid. Prove you're one of the crew. Who knows what it'll tell you. Set up the nightclub. The nightclub's the important part. The drug lab is a side thing, right? I would imagine it's one of these situations where if you help them set up the drug lab, then you can get drugs from them. Provided, you know, you are a person who's interested in getting drugs from them. It's another one of these things like, technically I did... Okay, with Evrard, right? I interfered with his plans, but I won't see consequences for it until way down the line. This is another one of the situations where I could just be like, yeah, sure, go ahead, whatever, and then they'll have to deal with it long after I'm gone. And probably Sona might get implicated, unless she just decides not to work with them when she finds out they're setting up a drug lab. I think that we shouldn't. I really think we shouldn't, Andre. I know that you said it was really important to the whole nightclub thing. But... I need a drink of water, hang on. Where this gets tricky is that this strikes me as one of those things where it's none of my business and therefore I don't care that much. But the thing is, I'm also the police, and so I'm supposed to care. Aside from which, if they actually are particularly successful and they're going to draw the attention of things that are much bigger than them in a really unpleasant way, I think it's just best if we don't do the drug lab, okay? I don't know if there are consequences one way or another. I'm going to go ahead and say no, all right?
Oh man, really? You're a complete ballbuster.
His smile wanes slightly, but it doesn't go away. Continue.
Fine, we can make do. It's going to take us a bit to move our stuff inside. A couple of hours maybe. Come check back later. Let's get moving.
Andre, he seems disappointed. Andre waves to the other speed freaks. Okay, okay. Decision was made. I don't know if it was right or not, but then that's the whole game right there. Who knows what's right or not? Leave the tent. Oh, the tent's gone. Wow, that was quick. Also, the camera's doing weird things. Hello, camera. Hi, Kim. You have anything to say about this whole matter?
Yes?
Didn't think so. All right, did they leave anything behind? No, doesn't look like it. Unless my perception's just not high enough to see whatever they left behind, which is also technically a possibility. What is this? There's a symbol here. I wonder what it means. No idea. Help ravers start a nightclub. Visit the nightclub after ravers have moved in. Okay. They're moving in. And even a cell's not out here anymore. They're all in the process of moving in. All right, well, let's at least go check on them. I'm guessing there won't be much to see at the moment because they did say it would take a couple of hours, but, you know, let's check on them anyway. Well, that was quick. They've even got their own light show. They don't even need the ones from the pawn shop. Hello, Andre. How are you?
Yeah, it's all set up, man.
That was quick.
Can you already imagine 1,000 people in here? 10,000.
He waves his hands in an unbelievably lame, non-hardcore manner. Okay, fair enough. I also don't think that 10,000 people would fit in here, but continue.
Ecstatic vibrations. Totally transcendent. And I've finished setting up the new compressor too.
He looks at the imposing black box in the corner that's churning out the sound. Continue.
Now the only thing left to do is the name of the club. Will you do the honors, detective?
What do you propose as a name, Andre? Acel, what would you suggest as the name? Egghead, you must have lots of ideas. Noid, give me your 2 cents on the issue. Sona, do you have an opinion on this? Kim, how would you name the club? I think I've come up with a name. Okay. Do I get to hear all of these? Because I'd like to. Why don't we start with Egghead, though? Just in case I don't get to ask everybody.
Yakukata! Yakukata! The place to be!
The freak with the large head yells from the stage, waving his hand in the air. Yekokata, okay?
Yekokata, the zone of ecological catastrophe. That's too morbid, Egg. Got anything else?
That is pretty morbid. Continue.
Hardcore! Hardcore to the mega!
A witless, victorious smile adorns his face. Anyway, do continue.
No, it has to be bigger than hardcore. Yes, it has to be even bigger than hardcore to the mega. It has to be bigger than the scene.
Andre looks worried as he comes to this realization. Okay, calm down. Acel, you seem to have opinions on this. What would you suggest?
How about something simple? Like the club?
The club. Okay, continue.
Too modern and too ironic. We don't want ironic. We want real. Real and true and beautiful. Like a morning after the rave.
Andre shakes his spiky head. Okay, Noid?
The amnesia.
The amnesia.
Like the... I can't remember the name of the club amnesia.
Acel just doesn't like anybody's ideas. Continue.
Amnesia!
Egghead likes it.
It's not amnesia, guys.
Apparently Andre doesn't like it. Well, what would you propose as the name then, since you have so many opinions on all this, Andre?
The name. Everything I managed to come up with sounds just wrong.
He appears to mull it over, a hand idly touching his hair. Well, don't blunt the spikes,
Andre's overthinking it.
says the girl with the microphone.
Yes, you should do it, detective. It would be good for the signs.
The speed freak with yellow beads around his neck is looking at you. It's true. Continue.
Noid's right. You've helped us so much. It's the right thing to do.
Is it now? Sona, do you have an opinion on any of this that's going on over here?
I don't.
I kind of didn't think so.
Good. We have too many opinions anyway.
Kim, what do you think?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't build a club, and I wouldn't name it either.
The only person in the room who's less into this whole thing than Sona. Okay, fair enough. I shouldn't have asked. Continue.
An underground place with no name? Sounds like something the Crabman would say.
Maybe? Continue. Why can't I ask the Crabman for his input, by the way?
We're not going with anything the Crabman would say.
Okay, fair enough. Continue.
Why not? The Crabman has ideas, Estelle. Ideas from another level of consciousness.
I thought you all were scared of the Crabman. All right, well, whatever. Continue.
I don't care. I don't like the Crabman, and I don't like his ideas. His ideas are spooky. Next, please.
Okay, fair. Estelle does fear the Crabman. Okay, well, I think I've come up with a name. I don't think I have, but let's see what options we got.
You have? Well, what's the name?
Andre stops touching his hair. Okay. Oh, these are some options. We have Disco Elysium. Game name drop right there. We got No Truce with the Furies, which is that poem from the beginning of the game that keeps coming up whenever I look in the mirror. We got Revachol West, which is, you know, where we are. And we have The Return, which is that thing that we discussed with the poor disco dancer whose name I can never actually remember when I'm trying to. Hang on, she's in here, isn't she? Somewhere? No. No, it's in Done Tasks. Claudia! For whatever reason, I can never remember her name when I want to. The Return. Oh, man. I feel like you have to go with the name drop, though, don't you? The Return has significance from recent events, for sure. Revachol West is a little bit too on the nose. It's just like, this is where it is. I mean, you could say that it represents the greater area, I suppose. No Truce with the Furies. I suppose that's a reference to how you'll always have to face who and what you are whenever you look in the mirror. Which seems a bit dark and also not particularly appealing to these lot. Well, here's the thing. Every suggestion that's been thrown out so far has been shot down by some member of the group or another. I'm torn between Disco Elysium and The Return. I don't know if they'll go for Disco Elysium, though, because it has disco in the title, and disco is, you know, a thing of the past. But it is the title drop. I feel like I have to try it, right? And based on what we've come up with disco meaning from our conversations with Joyce, and I don't remember where Elysium came up. But it's like a paradise. A chaotic paradise, yeah? I'm doing it.
Like that DeLorean word for the world, you mean? Elysium.
I do mean that, yes. Continue.
But Disco Elysium? Isn't it wacky? Disco's kind of gone, isn't it? Forgotten.
She looks unsure. Well, it's not necessarily forgotten, as you may be able to tell by looking at my attire, but continue.
The past is the future, but the future is dead.
Okay. Sure, continue.
No, it's beautiful. Beautiful and brave. Like we want it to be.
The future is, or the title is? I'm not sure. Continue.
And short. And memorable.
And it's the name of the video game I'm playing right now.
It's settled then. Everyone welcome to Disco Elysium.
A light beam washes over the dance floor, bathing it in violet blue. Continue.
Andre breaks into frenzied dance-like motion to celebrate the name. Someone turns up the beat.
Dance-like motion. He's got a decent shuffle going on. Sure. Observe his movement. What are you doing, Andre?
I'm dancing.
He performs yet another strange pattern of moves, but it doesn't look very cool or modern. Honestly, it looks kind of lame. Continue.
That soft core gyrating is supposed to be dancing?
Apparently my conceptualization has problems with his efforts to dance. We should talk about it. We should talk about your so-called dancing. I'm very judgmental today, apparently.
Yes, my man.
He jumps up and down with glee, his moves punctuated by the stroboscopic flash of the club lights. He's way more into this idea than I was expecting. Continue.
Talk? What is there to talk about if you can express yourself with moves?
I'm going to dance, am I not? I think I am. Continue.
Audio waves thump against your ribcage. The speaker setup makes everything sound much better, but the beat is still so weak.
We need the bass first. We need more bass before I feel like dancing. Dance Fever Incoming found the melody, but I still have only a 3% chance of success. Well, okay, let's just talk to him about his hair. I've been meaning to ask you, what's with the hair?
It's to express my individuality.
Continue.
Is that a bald spot? It's hard to tell for sure with the fused together spikes, but it looks like he's balding.
I guess I could point that out in public. Seems mean. Or is it because you're balding? Is it important for you to be an individual? Fair enough. That's idiotic. This isn't going to win me any points, but I did make a check in order to do it, so I guess let's be a jerk. Is it because you're balding?
Or because I'm balding, yes. I want to fuse the remains of my hair together before it leaves me.
Wow, he just sort of accepted that immediately. Continue.
I want to show my hair. I don't give a fuck how old you think I am. I'm 20.
Is he not? How old are you, Andre?
Not 20.
I wonder how old he is. Is it important for you to be an individual?
Of course it is. Otherwise, I'd just be another poor guy with no education and no money. General issue, man. Now I'm all that, and I have radical spikes.
Fair. You know what? I'm going with fair enough on this one.
Maybe it was a bad idea. Anyway.
He looks at the molten toothbrush. I don't even know where the molten toothbrush is, but maybe he had it in his pocket. In any case, I can't do this dance just yet. Well, I could white check retry it, but like, that's it for now.
Goodbye, officer.
Bye, Andre. Noid, have I synced up the signs yet? Whoop, autosave. Noid, man.
You got us in, cop. I can't believe you got us in.
He looks around the hall, examining the carpentry. Continue.
With wonder in his sharp eyes.
Continue.
Between you and me, I don't know if you've noticed this about me. I'm a little suspicious of authority. But you really came through for the hardcore underground.
As long as it doesn't involve making it into a speed den, yes, apparently. Also, your neck is really long, Noid. Has anyone ever told you that? Because it's really long. Continue?
Yes, you really came through for the hardcore underground. How come?
He spreads his arms, looking around at the speed freaks setting up shop. You know why, Kim. You know why I did. We need this sound setup in order to find the swallow, in order to get Sona to help... Wait a second. Why am I doing this? I mean, side content, yes, but does it actually not connect to anything else? Maybe it doesn't. Because all Sona was going to help us out with was maybe taking the responsibility, but that's just the stupid thing my brain made up. Huh. How come indeed? Continue.
Andre is busy cutting some slightly less lame, but still quite ungainly shapes on the church floor, sweating profusely.
His face does look older than 20 now that I look at it. I always thought he looked strangely old for a teenager. I wonder how old he actually is. Continue.
A cell using her contact mic to listen to a tree underwater.
A tree underwater? But we're inside the church now.
The one with the large head is blasting the dance track on repeat, while the stained glass window behind him is rattling from the bass.
Or lack thereof. Continue.
Sire, the tent. 'Twas a security risk. And in here, sanctuary. 'Twas only noble of you.
Drama says it was a security risk. Okay. These kids got spunk. I admire that. Better here than in that tent. It wasn't safe. I'm genuinely into the hardcore lifestyle. You wouldn't understand. I'm a corrupt cop, Kim. This is a corrupt scheme. I did it for mankind. For all of mankind. Well, the drama check's the one that I passed. It's probably the only answer here that he's going to have put any stock in. But it's also pretty boring. Then again, I am at the moment normal cop, so I guess we can try running that line and see what he says.
Okay.
The lieutenant keeps it laconic. Could you use your sign sense to help me contact a coalition warship? Noid, what do you think about the church? Why are you so suspicious about everything? What's with the clothes? Take care, Noid. Apparently that was it. I said that to Kim. He's like, yeah, sure, whatever, and conversation over there. That's fine. Can you use your sign sense to contact a coalition warship? I really hope the answer is no.
Trying to get in line with the big bad, are ya? Those are some serious frequencies you want to mess with.
He gnaws a screw thoughtfully. Must take... Great. Very metallic. Continue.
Come on, Noid. I think we owe him.
Ourselves right. He's one of us now.
I guess?
Yeah, alright. But if you're going to sync up with them, you're going to need a serious wave generator of your own. You understand what I'm saying?
I wasn't expecting you to actually have any information on this matter. What about the radio relay tower at Land's End? Is that serious enough?
Not likely. Scoped that spot a while back. It's short-wave stuff, mostly commercial. Plus, it's all rusted out.
For that matter, I checked it out as well and came to the same conclusion, didn't I? Or wait, no, I was looking for sniper nests. Right. Anyway, yes, useless. Continue.
Build it ourselves! We built this nightclub, we can build anything!
Wait, could we build a radio transmitter ourselves? Egg is right, there's no other way. The wait option.
Yeah, maybe. Tech-wise, radio's not the spookiest thing around. Our part's finding an antenna big enough to align with those megalo frequencies.
The young man shrugs. Okay, so we just need parts? Like an antenna? I mean, I've got $92. Is that helpful? Continue.
An antenna hardcore enough to shake the whole world!
Okay, continue.
Maybe not that big, but pretty big.
Conceptualization Legendary 14. Come up with a site for a mega long-wave radio antenna. +1 acquainted with local landmarks. -1 boring cop, boring ideas. Well, we'll save that for later then. Noid, what do you think about the church?
It's a miracle of carpentry. Dead bodies carved into total shapes. Now it can be something more.
He rubs his hands together. Total shapes? What do you mean by total shapes? How old do you think this church is? Over 300 years? What style is this church built in? What did you mean by dead bodies? How'd you like the glasswork pointed to the stained glass window? How are you settling in? How old do you think it is?
That's right. The first settlers built it, plus 6 more like it. On the coast here. Was one of the first things they did. Must have been really scared of something, but I understand.
I hadn't really considered that they must have, if that was one of the first things they did, was build 6 churches. Wow. Continue.
Alone on an uninhabited archipelago, forced to face themselves and nature. Pre-industrial quantities of solitude. The sea, perhaps something more fundamental.
Perhaps. Continue.
I would want to build a safe place for myself and my own as well.
His voice echoes in the wooden cavern of the church. As always, I underestimate how philosophical these ravers are going to be. What style is this church built in?
A cop who's into building critique. Okay then, this is folk DeLoreanism, lawmongerer. It's a subset of early DeLorean architecture.
Lawmongerer. I'm surprised I didn't come up with that term for myself. He taps a floorboard. I'm not a cop, I'm an art cop. Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like? Yeah, enough architecture. I am, in fact, an art cop.
Art of core.
He nods appreciative. Hard of core. That's, sure. Okay, and what is DeLorean architecture like?
Total. Everything between an ancient concrete cathedral and a glass cube is DeLoreanism. This is just an homespun version of it. Folksy stuff. Early mass production. They made thousands like this. Does that help you out?
Thousands? Where? What would a DeLorean building look like?
Like that woman there. Vertical, thin, white. A false image of grandeur. The source of the system is up there. You're at the bottom. They really dug that power vertical.
He nods towards the stained glass window. Sure, I guess. Is that the idea of it? Well, let's see here. The source of the system is up there, you're at the bottom. I suppose it's being built from the perspective of a person at the bottom, given that the source of the system is Dolores Day. Continue.
Like to show off large and intricate structures. Arches, spires. Put you down with them. They were really into painting everything white too. Virginal shit, you know. Marriage shit. Virtue and tyranny.
And I get to have opinions on marriage. Marriage is shit, yeah. Hey, marriage is great. Marriage is sacred. This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell. I mean, it probably was at one point, but it's all come off at this point, right? Do I want to have an opinion on marriage? My personal experience with marriage has been being married and then being not married and basically wallowing in the suffering of not being married, or at least missing what I had during the marriage, or at least what I perceived that I had during the marriage. But I don't think that's what he was saying when he says marriage shit. I don't think that's what he was saying at all. Virtue and tyranny. Virginal marriage, virtue and tyranny. Well, let's see what he says if I say marriage is shit.
Right.
He takes a bolt from the toolbox and spits on it before shining it. Okay, he agrees, but he doesn't care that much. This church isn't painted white as far as I can tell.
Stands to reason it used to be white on the outside before the sea wind took all the paint off.
It'll certainly do that. He peeks out of a small window in the dark. Continue.
Year after year, flake after flake, whitewashed clean, then covered in green moss.
Seems like it. Continue.
Slowly, peeled by the wind, your skin crawls from the sensation as you look around.
Yeah. What did you mean by dead bodies?
Dead bodies are perennial plants. Sigma functions have left this place. It's a good thing we came along. The spiritual collapse has been total.
He taps on the wood. Dead bodies of perennial trees. Sigma functions have left this place. I don't know what that means. Spiritual collapse?
I saw some piglets suckling their dead mother. Have you heard this one, cop man? After a short while, they shuddered and went away.
He continues without waiting for an answer. I don't think I have heard that one. Continue.
They had sensed that she could no longer see them, and that she wasn't like them anymore. What they loved in their mother weren't her body, but whatever it was that made her body live.
Sure, that tracks. Continue.
End of quote. This is an high-quality carcass. The power of anodic beats and hard bass is needed to reanimate it.
He kicks the floorboard. First, where's that quote from? What you're saying is, you're not a big fan of the eccentric system. What you're saying is, religious has stopped being hardcore. What exactly are you saying? Well, first, where's the quote from?
A Sarais man who lived a long time ago. An ancient hardcore brother.
I don't know Sarais. And apparently I don't have enough encyclopedia for my brain to comment on it. What you're saying is religion has stopped being hardcore?
It never was. A 3,000-year-old regime of history, built by hundreds of generations of self-appointed intellectuals. It's false to the core.
He looks around. So the first option was the correct one. You're not a big fan of the eccentric system. Got it. Continue.
The way he says it, the force in false core, is invested with 20 kilotons of disgust.
That's a lot of disgust. But you guys said the Ecclesiastes were all about love and hardcore before, remember? I even agreed with you about the Ecclesiastes being okay with this, and you proposed dance music will supplant this system. Okay, well, let's start here.
I only said unity. One word. Figures of authority always misquote you.
Gotcha. It's your friends. He points to his friends, by the way. Your friends said that, but you are not your friends. Continue.
Andre doesn't care about the Ecclesiastes. He just wants the operation to run smoothly. And Egg is a demi-beast. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are.
Egg is a demi-beast. And there you go. That's all the explanation you get. You shouldn't listen to what people say. You should listen to what they are. That's probably really good advice, Noid? Huh. And you propose dance music will supplant this system?
Anodic dance music. Regular dance music wasn't hard enough. And yes, I do.
He nods. Well, how do you like the glasswork? Probably not very much, given what we've talked about so far.
I don't. Fucker giving me the evil eye.
He looks over his shoulder. That's her Innocence Dolores Day, mind your words. I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her, too. You wanted to get inside the church, and now you don't like the stained glass window. So this is tricky, because I did fall to my knees and Kim crossed himself in front of the stained glass window when I first came in here. And Kim's standing right there, so he'll know if I say something like, I'm getting some real negative vibrations from her too, and he'll know that I'll be working at cross purposes to get on people's good sides. But I also don't feel like chiding him is necessarily going to get us anywhere. I already know he doesn't like the inocentric system. But it also, like, it's putting weird thoughts in my brain, right? I went to that and I got the idea of giving her action figures when I meet her, despite the fact that she's been 300 years dead. Like, that's weird. I'm going to go with the negative vibrations. We're going to see what happens.
No wonder. We have to get rid of it. Dismantle it. Can't dance with a giant mass murderer looking at ya. Not a good look for the club.
Oh, so he knows about her history then. He cracks his neck, by the way. Because I read that book, and didn't it have something to say about... Or no, it wasn't that one. The one book didn't... I can't remember. Giant mass murderer. Continue.
Mellow, man, mellow. No one's a mass murderer. This is a house of love.
Yells his friends. Yells his friend, Andre. Continue.
Mass murder on the floor!
Demi-beast. But she's the innocence of humanism. Humanism seems to be a pretty big deal around here. But she's pretty. Yeah, but like, who isn't accused of being a mass murderer these days? I do feel there's something terrifying about her. Isn't she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit? Would you say she was, human? Yeah, I'm done talking about her. I don't want to think about her anymore. It does seem like there's something terrifying about her. I remember that from examining it.
There is. She is a party repellent and must be taken down before we can begin partying in here.
Take her down. Crash it. Destroy that window. Keep it. Keep the beautiful sharp shards. Keep her long face and her hair. Say nothing. Stare grimly into the distance. Oh, do we destroy the window or do we not destroy the window? It's just a thing is the thing. Destroying the window is another one of those things where I suspect it's going to get them kicked out of the church if anyone has anything to say on the matter. But I'm probably thinking too hard about this. Maybe I'll just stare grimly into the distance.
The speed freak looks the same way. It is dark there in the back of the church. For a moment, the music echoes strangely.
Okay. Let's talk about humanism.
Humanism leads to eating sugar and pigs. Humanism was invented to mass-produce billions of humans. Billions of humans can mass-produce hundreds of billions of pigs.
Okay, continue.
And many, many more tons of sugar.
That board game I was playing with Kim would attest to that. Continue.
She liked games. Her legacy, the thing we live in, isn't real life. It's a strategy for some kind of victory against a long-dead opponent. But, yo, I'm only annoyed. What do I know?
What does any of us know, though? Is she supposed to be an embodiment of the world spirit?
The world spirit does not have a body. It has organs. Hardcore is an organ of the world spirit.
He raises his left hand. He's religious in his own way, then, maybe? Continue.
This Arno van Eyck track is an organ. The carpentry and glass cutting that built this house are also organs. She's a thief, if you ask me. An organ thief. All innocences are.
You have an interesting definition of organs. Huh. Would you say she was, human?
I like this question, Cop Man. She did not live the life of a human. She lived like someone who's playing a game. The life of an operator.
The young man stretches his rib cage made of suspenders. That's a really interesting way to word that. Is it just he's wearing a whole bunch of suspenders and they strap around his torso some fashion? Or, I don't know. Continue.
That's not the life that humans live. She was adored. Humans aren't. I don't know about you, but they hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that.
She was adored. Humans aren't adored. They hate me. And they do not think I'm innocent or some shit like that. Who's they in this case? Yeah, they hate this too. Point to yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. I have thousands of fans. I'm surrounded by love and support all the time. She was a player. She played us all. It's just a game to her. And I think we're once again merging Dolores Day with my ex-wife. Self-hatred, self-delusion. Then again, I mean, a lot of people don't like me. Number one, M-cop. That makes things difficult. Number two, I'm a unhinged cop. Like, I did that stuff with my gun in the place before my bender. I did the bender. I have the drug and alcohol problems that I'm currently working on. I probably don't have a whole lot of fans when you come down to it, huh? Do we go the self-hatred route? It's not usually productive. But I don't like roping my ex-wife into it. Even if this is the opinion that he's expressing, I suspect that from Harry's perspective, he's not thinking about it that way. But maybe I'm overthinking things. I'm definitely overthinking things. I always do. They hate this too. Not me. Not self-hatred. It's not self-hatred. Self-pity, it could be. Would you just pick an option? I'm doing the top one.
Well, they loved her. They put all their love in her and forgot all about the rest of us.
The young man lets go of the suspenders and they hit his chest with a slap. So the two options I haven't explored are that she's pretty and that a lot of people are being accused of being mass murderers, which I don't believe is the case. It's a little bit of an unhinged thing to ask, but at this point I'm feeling like trying all options.
No one says Arno van Eyck is a mass murderer. The Anodic pioneer Rietveld is not a mass murderer. He is not accused of mass murder.
Honestly, I think a lot of people aren't. I'm not sure why I said that.
Likewise, no one says Jermaine Egghead or Andre are mass murderers. You can live entirely outside that suspicion. Billions of people go about not being guilty of mass murder. Just not her.
He nods up. I mean, yeah. Plus, you know, it seems there's a compelling case for that she was one, so there's that too. Do we even bother with the but she's pretty option? We do. I want to see what he says.
She invented the beauty you're feeling. She and her glass cutters and iconographers. You set the standard, all right.
He turns to look up at her face, so he's talking to her right now. Continue.
Then you meet it. It's effective like that, but it is also very soft of core. That so-called beauty of hers.
You're right, I like it harder core. Then it seems I like it soft because it's anything but soft core, it's terrifying. Let's try that one.
You may be onto something, Copper Man. She's got those mass murdering hips.
Mass murdering hips, huh? The young man nods, he looks worried. Okay, let's stop talking about Dolores for a while.
What a strange choice of words.
I don't want to think about her anymore. Yeah, about that.
Caustic. Overflowing with negativity.
They were also my only way out of that particular conversation. I remember, I conflate her with my ex-wife all the time. Continue.
That can't be healthy. What's happening here? Why do you keep coming back to this window?
Nice volition damage, thanks. It was a godly check and I failed. 16, that's very high. Nothing, everything's okay. I don't know. It's a nice window. Everything is not okay. It's not necessarily a nice window. I don't know.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't come back to this anymore. Stop talking about it, please.
I just did, Volition. Don't worry about it. I have the option of going back in. It's a separate section. Let's talk about the glasswork again. I've been thinking about her. How are you settling in? Let's do how you're settling in first.
Hard to say, Cop Man. Signs in here are distinctly wild. Gonna take a while before everything's properly synced.
That makes sense, I suppose. Continue.
I did get to talk to the crabman, though.
Did you? You mean Tiago?
Anyway, he's been giving me kind of a psychic rundown of this place.
Uh-huh. How are y'all interacting with the swallow, come down to it? Continue.
Dude's seen some crazy shit, but he's actually a lot like us.
You mean all his mother's love stuff isn't too spooky for you? You mean all his sobriety stuff isn't too restrictive for you? What do you mean? Let's just ask what he means? Well, but I'm probably going to get the same information out of him by asking what he means as I would by suggesting one of these other options with just less context. So, the mother's love stuff isn't too spooky?
Have you been listening to what Egg's been saying? Love is hardcore, man. And the mother's love is the hardest core of all.
Uh-huh. Continue.
The man picks up on stuff. And he knows a lot about the church.
He ought to,
I've
yeah.
got a lot to learn from him.
No doubt. Continue.
Good thing you didn't squash him.
I wasn't going to. Oh, there's the conceptualization option just back. What did Tiago tell you about the church?
The crabman's been lurking here for a while. He's experienced things. Things that give off bad signs. As far as we can tell, the Ubies built this place about 320 years ago as a sarcophagus.
A sarcophagus? I don't know who the Ubies are also. Do you mean there are dead bodies here? What's it for? Do you mean there are dead bodies here?
Not like a literal sarcophagus.
Oh, okay.
I'm just being metaphorical.
Sure, then what's it for?
Encasement, confinement, of something they were afraid of. Something new and unheard of on the Isla. I think that's what the crabman is experiencing when he climbs around upstairs.
He looks up into the darkness beyond the beams. Oh, confinement of the swallow! Maybe. Continue.
Like, this is some old world shit the Ubies had heard about. I thought the best way to deal with it was to build a church surrounding it, to contain it.
I don't get it. Contain what exactly? Huh, spooky. Let's talk about something else. Now, contain what?
I don't know. And it's not something they properly understood either. What it does. But it's what this sonar person is looking for and trying to measure.
The swallow. He nods towards the woman.
It'll be fruitless though. She won't be able to measure it. People like that always want to measure everything. All those things they really can't.
You seem awfully young to have that kind of a strong opinion, but fair enough. Continue.
The wood creaks as a gale blows by. Outside, dust particles fall through the darkness, settling down on the age-bleached floorboards. The structure does not feel particularly durable.
And yet here it is 320 years later. Huh. This building seems less than structurally sound. What makes you think someone is going to fail? Can I do both? I want to start here.
No. It's pretty fucking unsound if you ask me. They should have built a club for anodic music around it instead.
He grins. Continue.
Anodic music will definitely contain whatever we're dealing with.
His words echo in the chamber. Continue.
And if it can't, well...
He shrugs non-committally. If it can't, then nothing else will be able to anyway? Is that where you're getting at? And what makes you think that sona's going to fail?
Seems to be the trend around here, doesn't it? You can't measure shit like this. It's not like... substance.
I guess. You probably have a decent point. I found a domed commercial area in Martinez proper. Maybe it's the same thing the Ubies were trying to contain? Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about. I guess it's probably not related, but let's go ahead and bring it up. I want to see what he has to say on it.
Like a concentric ring spreading out. The struggling villages.
The young man rubs his chin in silence and mumbles.
And that is what caused the communards to fail in defending the beachhead. Yeah, a lot of failure has gone down around here.
You think there's any merit to this theory? Now that I think of it, it doesn't sound plausible. Do you think it's got any merit? Child?
I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's not a thing we can answer, Copman. Even I have limits. I'm a limited psi person.
He shrugs. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Although you do seem to know a lot of things that I wouldn't expect you to. Well, if it's without substance, I guess there's nothing to worry about. Well, that's flippant. I have no other choice, though.
Maybe you can figure things out, Cop Man. I think we got on a good level here. The signs are syncing up well.
So why are you so suspicious about everything?
Suspicious people are esoteric people. We don't go around spilling everything to Johnny Law. They don't call me Noid for nothing.
Oh, is that why you're called Noid? It's from Paranoid? Continue?
It took us setting out for this whole enterprise to get our signs synced.
Why are you called Noid anyway?
It's short for paranoid.
May I ask why? What good is being suspicious? What are you suspicious of? Got it, tell me something else. That sounds like I get to choose all these options. What good is being suspicious then?
A reasonable question. Say I get hurt. I want to make sure it never happens again. So I analyse the situation. Exercise caution. Caution is suspicion.
Does that suggest that you have been hurt in the past and therefore you are cautious now, or are you just prepared for that eventuality? What are you suspicious of?
It'd be easier to list stuff I'm not suspicious of. I'm not suspicious of sound and colour. Mechanics and chemistry also have a trueness about them. Most anything else deceives. Wants to steal your life away.
Steal your life away? Wow, what have you been through? And what are the most suspicious things?
I don't have a top 10 list of things I'm most suspicious of, but if I had one, the left-right complex would be number 1. Number 2 would be their sole accomplishment, the pig-wheat paradigm.
The left-right complex in the pig-wheat paradigm? Continue?
Something is off here. You feel like it should be the other way around.
Does this mean you're mentally ill? Don't you mean the left-right paradigm and the pig-wheat complex? I don't understand it either way, but okay. Tell me more about this left-right business. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat? Well, that was certainly stimulating. I want to ask you about something else now. This kid has depths I was not expecting in terms of his, well, in terms of his opinions, but also in terms of his friggin' dialogue tree. Let's go ahead and ask if these are supposed to be the other way around.
No. Politics is an inert complex of daily corruption and inane think pieces. The real paradigm is economic, and it concerns pig and wheat.
Pig and wheat. Continue.
This is where the innovation happens. It's only a theory, but I suspect they're breeding a pig-wheat hybrid. Probably in Grad.
A pig-wheat hybrid? What? Okay, tell me about the left-right business.
I prefer not to. Both ask the wrong questions. Any spark of light from either one is accidental. Their combined movement's only concern is producing enough pig and wheat for everyone. The end goal of humanity.
Okay, continue.
The original mistake was assuming that words have more being than bodies. That's what led us astray.
What?
Far from our true lives, but we may yet find a way back.
Words have more being than bodies? Continue?
Whatever this true life is, you feel it's the real centerpiece of this mythology.
It does seem to be the case, yeah. But I'm not sure I follow overall. What's suspicious about the production of pork and wheat?
It's our only shit. We should make better use of not being animals or cereal grain ourselves.
He shrugs. What's bad about cereal grain? Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things. What's bad about animals? Animals are cute. Yeah, it's our only shit and we fucking suck at it. Oh, man. This seems like a choose one of these 3 options situation. But I want to hear his opinions about these things. I'm not sure they're going to necessarily mean anything I can follow, but... Having enough food could be a precursor for greater things. Well, what do you have to say about that?
Yes, having food is means to an end. But the left never talks about the end, only the means. Caps are likewise suckers, constantly sleepless in worry.
Gotcha. So when you're talking left-right complex, you're talking politics. Left-wing, right-wing, that's what you're referring to. Pig-wheat paradigm. Okay, I'm going back in there for the other ones, though.
It's our only
What's bad about
shit.
animals? They're cute.
Nothing. Animals are cool, guys. I like animals, too. But that doesn't mean I have to be one myself.
Right. Okay, let's see that last option.
It's our
We
only...
suck at it.
Correct.
He gives you a long, suspicious look. Huh. Continue.
He can't help but doubt your sincerity in this matter. There is no other way. You are a police officer.
Don't assume I like the status quo because I'm a cop. I was being sarcastic. This world has its fair share of problems, but it's not like you guys are going to solve them. Say nothing. I'm gonna go with don't assume I like the status quo because I'm a cop.
Precisely. The status quo doesn't need to be loved.
Okay. This option being at the top above the one that developed from my encyclopedia check makes me suspicious of it. Aside from it, you know, it's kind of rude, but let's go ahead and ask if he's mentally ill.
Mental illness is a term that powers you to homogenize people. I think I don't reach mental illness. I am merely politically ill.
Politically ill?
Suspicious element.
I guess. Okay, well that was stimulating. Let's talk about something else.
His eyes flicker.
That's a weird thing for them to do. You mentioned true life. What would that be like?
A life is true if it's free from fear, an internal division among oneself. And others, mankind has seeds of greatness in it. A germinal will come, a return to trueness. It will be hardcore.
You think about this stuff a lot, don't you? How would you go about returning to this true life? Good to know. Tell me something else. How would you go about it?
Beats and bright lights to shatter falsehoods. Nerve impulses for the collective body. We are very much alike in basic structure. An hard enough beat would awaken everyone to a truer calling. In unity.
You're genuinely trying to use hypnotic dance music to unify humanity. Continue.
Just like that. The speed freak is right in your face. His eyes burning.
Did he just vault
His
over the
comrades
desk?
look on worriedly.
Continue.
The young man is dead serious about this.
Clearly, yeah.
Rejection of the right-left axis. Emphasis on unity. Appreciation of some primordial mode of being. What does that remind you of?
It's interesting that this is the only option I've got here. Sort of like fascism, then.
Nationalism, militarism, racism, and emphasis on a leader character are totally absent in hardcore.
The words echo through the church majestically. Fair enough, just making an observation. I didn't mean it as a bad thing, but shouldn't the ones that are more hardcore rule over the ones that are less hardcore, offer them guidance? Two of these are pro-fascism. I guess I'm just making an observation.
He picks up a wrench and scratches his head with it, unaroused by fascism.
So you're advocating a noise-based society. You keep mentioning hardcore. What does that mean to you? Let's change the subject. I get to ask both these questions, huh? Okay, noise-based society, go.
Many non-Occidental cultures share a beat at their art. Thus, they are closer to true, hardcore life. There's just never been enough of them, and they had to rely on some extremely basic percussion.
I suppose technological limitations were a thing, yeah? You keep mentioning hardcore. What does it mean to you?
Utmost dedication. Thoughts from the spinal cord. It's a potent superlative as well.
It is. Continue.
The term also signifies certain varieties of pornography that depict penetration, just so you know.
Thanks, Encyclopedia. You're a big help. Continue.
Egghead usually has a better concept of the hardcore. He just really likes saying hardcore.
I feel like those two sentences are at conflict with each other, but fine, continue.
Hardcore!
His friend shouts from behind his mix table, with a smile surpassing your own in wideness, a total moon face, and eyes full of naive wonderment. The term hardcore also denotes a strain of pornography that depicts penetration. Did you know that? That was vague. Dedication, something else, superlative. Thank you for clearing that up. Oh boy. Encyclopedia did throw it at me. Should I throw it at Noid and see what happens? He's not gonna like it. Probably.
That's a pretty hardcore coincidence, don't you think?
Do I? Continue.
Yeah!
Great. Let's change that subject then.
Oh yeah, sure thing.
Conceptualization Godly 16. Internalize the hardcore aesthetic. Don't just nod along. Really feel it. 1+1 caught the key. +1 analyze the beat. +1 Paracarnassianism is love. Okay. All right, well, what's with your clothes there, Noid?
They're hardcore.
You look like a woman with those earrings. That's it? Okay, then. That's it?
They're just clothes.
Are they? They look outlandish. I thought there would be more to it. Okay, then. Do they look outlandish? He's got a rib cage made of suspenders. I guess I could... I don't think he's probably gonna...
It's just a style, you know. Normal hard style. Anyone can wear it.
Okay, fair enough. Has nothing to do with anything. Why are we talking about this? Okay, so do we want to defy my volition for one last thing here? Wanted to talk to you more about this place?
Dead body, spirit entered. What is there to talk of?
Let's talk about the glasswork again. I've been thinking about her.
A mass murderer? Why?
All right, I'm done.
Okay.
The young man appears constantly worried. It's just the way his brows are built. The worry never leaves his face. That does seem to be the case, and thus annoyed. Got it. Something else?
Sure.
All right, well, I guess that's it for talking to Noid for now. I should probably come back and do this conceptualization. Those are both conceptualization checks. Oh, okay. Got it. Cool. Well, I'll leave those alone for just now. Partially because... What about one get result and get result? She's talking programming. All 4 backdoor hardcore. Okay, all right, listen. It's creaking really loud. Sure, I'm sure it is. I'm going to go stand in the swallow. It actually doesn't make things that much quieter standing in the swallow. But in any case, we have to leave off here because this episode's really long because I wasn't expecting to talk to the Noid for 45 minutes or whatever it was. But in any case, great, they're in the church now. And now I need to talk to all of them, the remaining children. I need to talk to Estelle, and I guess I need to check in with Egghead. And then we need to talk to Sona. And yeah, we might be here a little while, okay? This might take a minute. Bear with me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.